Hi guys, Chia here, back for another segment with Christian of Martin's Cantina. So you started with Fiesta Martins, and then was it the taco shop, or what?
So yeah, so 2009 we opened Fiesta Martin, and we started selling tacos outside Fiesta Martin like 2010, 11, just to get people to know that we're here. Inglewood, we're here. We will sell tacos outside, and the people watching us probably remember we would do them inside on Taco Tuesday, and there was smoke everywhere. It was so bad, Like you look back, you're like, what were we doing, right? But it was people loved the idea of a taco cart inside the restaurant, and so we would do it every Tuesday.
Never mind the carbon monoxide.
It was just like smoke everywhere, we were like serving canned sodas because we didn't know that you can call Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola will come and like bring you the syrup.
The machine, right.
Like, I mean, you knew that, but you didn't know that. You just want to start. You just want to sell your food, and so you kind of learn all these other things along the way. And so, we started selling tacos outside. People started to get to know us. My dad was, very instrumental in doing what we call taquizas. So a lot of people may be watching this. You probably had at one point us going out to a birthday party or a wedding or something, especially in the Ladera neighborhood and in Inglewood neighborhood. We would do them for like $200 or $250. We would go out, we'd grill in front of you, we'd serve 50 people tacos, and then we'd give you menus and say, come to our restaurant.
Yes, I've heard the taco man before.
Okay, there you go. So we did a lot of that in a marketing effort to get people to back to our restaurant. And then we just did a lot of guerrilla marketing. Like we would kind of go around the neighborhood and let people try our food. Businesses, and say, hey, look, try this. And we started off with a Taco Tuesday thing because at the time everybody had a lot of different days, and I'm going back to 2009, and you could do the research. There was not a lot of like Taco Tuesday. Nowadays is a lot.
Popular.
Yeah, very popular, but there was not like Taco Tuesday did not exist in that time. And so my dad thought it was just a good day to do it midweek. It was one of our slowest days.
Get people in.
And get people in the door. And so we started off with 99-cent tacos, and we started the sign out, and that's when the taco cart came out. We started to get people to come out, 99-cent tacos. So Taco Tuesday started outside and then kind of worked its way in. But it started outside in an effort to get people to kind of come out and buy tacos at a special price. And then when we went inside, that's when the crispy tacos started. So it went from like the soft shell tacos to the crispy tacos. And then, we started to get a lot of popularity. At this point, people were getting to know us. And in 2012, I mean, we were packed at this point. So 3 years, maybe 4 years in, people already knew who we were. We were busy on Taco Tuesdays and stuff. And two businesses down, there was a place that I think I got it, something with tortilla. In like the 70s or 80s used to be called that restaurant. And then it was something else, and it was another restaurant. And the guy that had the restaurant was going out of business. And he knocked on our door and says, hey, I know you guys have this restaurant here, but this has a full kitchen, a much bigger kitchen. I mean, I love what you guys are doing. I'm gonna be leaving town. If you're interested, we can sell you the building. And we're like, really? And like, sure. And
let's make it happen.
that guy, God bless him, he ended up helping us buy the building. And so we bought the building, and that's when Fiesta Tacos was born. And Fiesta Tacos was kind of just this extension of Fiesta Martin. So because we were so busy and we can sit only a few people, it would work as our overflow. Exactly. Sometimes we get parties of 20, like, well, where do we sit? We don't have room, So this kind of worked as an overflow space for people to come in and still enjoy our food at a bigger location. So a lot of people watching, or maybe people that know, ask, why is there two restaurants? And
I always want to know that. We go to both.
And so one of them, and people kind of find their little niche. Some people describe this one as the more quieter one, the tacos.
That's where we go because we have little kids.
This was too loud for me. The hard liquor and all the noise. And so
we take the kids to the taco shop.
They'll go to the tacos, and it's the same menu, but we do. When we first did it, we started offering meats that we don't offer at the other restaurant. So we have things like mulitas, and we have things like sopes, and certain things that we don't have at the
specialty items.
Especially meat. So like buche or cabeza, like certain parts of meat that we don't have over here.
The real authentic.
The real lengua. I mean, the kind of stuff that you can probably find if you're driving down Slauson at the time. That's what we have at this time. So a lot of people still kind of come forward to that, and we've never lost that. So at Fiesta Martin Tacos, we have the full Fiesta Martin menu plus, you know, like a secret menu of like,
okay.
you know, some other items.
Got it.
So that was my point, is that was the second location in around 2014 or 15. And then in 2016, Fiesta Martin Bar and Grill was born.
Okay.
And when we first got to that restaurant, the people probably remember that it was a Tony Roma's many years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a Tony Roma's. And after the Tony Roma's, it was I think a Jamaican restaurant. And then it was just vacant for many years. So we had been driving it. And one day my mom says, you know, it had sign there like for years. And that kind of shopping center was kind of like on its way down. I mean, other than the CVS and the, you know, I think the O'Reilly's at the time had been there for years. That shopping center wasn't really, you know, a real destination place. But the restaurant looked big. And mind you, we're having a lot of success at these two little restaurants to the point where it's like, should we like expand? And that's when we said, I think this would be great. And honestly, it was like, man, when I tell you, like, we cooked that grand opening, we cooked on a Friday, on a Thursday for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So we thought we're gonna stock up, you know, for the weekend. We're gonna have enough rice and beans for, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When we opened the doors on that Friday, it was like 4 o'clock and we were sold out of food. I mean, we were at the other restaurants, hurry up and cook more rice. I mean, we went through everything we anticipated to sell.
Wow. So the community really supported it.
It really supported. And I always say that I think it was like the right restaurant at the right time, where it was, I mean, you can imagine, as we didn't change structurally anything of the Tony Roma's building. So, you know, these big companies like Tony Roma's at that time, they built really good, structurally good restaurants, right? Where you have your bar area, and then you have your kind of like other side area, and then your whole dining area, a full kitchen, you know, we didn't have none of that. For people that know, the Fiesta Martin used to be a cafe. It was a cultural fair. Margot, who sold us the place, it still comes down every now and then. People probably remember a cultural fair. It was a coffee shop. It was not designed for a restaurant. It was designed for a coffee shop. So we were doing miracles in there. Like, and so when this restaurant came, it was much more suited for a full service restaurant with a full bar and everything. Like the way a restaurant probably is more. I should call it like traditionally designed to be. So it was the perfect restaurant at the perfect time. I think they had just secured, like, the Forum was going to get rebuilt at the time. But that was really only it. I think SoFi was still like up in the air. The football stand, none of the other stuff. It was just really just the Forum. That was like the only thing. And so it was like, oh, the Forum is coming. Now there's this new big restaurant, Fiesta Martin, which went from here to this big restaurant. And we have live entertainment, and it's active, and it was the community really supported that. And that restaurant is, to this day, is our more successful restaurant of the bunch. It is very, I mean, it's on Florence Boulevard, very highly trafficked. And so people always, I like the La Brea one, and you know, the La Brea one is always busy, always busy. But I think that the Florence one, because of its capacity to sit more and just, you know, do more, it has been our most successul restaurant. And I mean, I always tell that story because we never anticipated that we were going to sell everything by 4 o'clock. And I remember on the grand opening, we're running around like crazy, and we're like, food was taking forever, and people were getting mad and leaving, and they're like, hey, you know, I'm out of here, my food's been taking an hour. And we're so stressed out, and we weren't ready. Like, I mean, you think you're ready. We did not, and mind you, this is like a little operation, and this is just a full-scale traditional restaurant. But we learned so much, and I remember that day, a lady grabbed my mom and says, hey, she's like, don't worry, like, we're here for you. Like, we're here to support you. And that just gave us like this whole much calm, because I mean, honestly, people were really mad. Like, where's my food? It's been an hour, and this drink is wrong, and it was such a mess. And we look back sometimes and we laugh and say, oh my God, you know, what a mess. But that lady, I think, really put into perspective what a lot of people were there in the community for, and really what the community has been with us, kind of hand in hand for all of these years, like supporting us. And so we went through a pandemic, I mean, all these things, right? And we wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for the Inglewood community. I mean, I can wholeheartedly say that, and and say that with a lot of joy that, you know, that's why we haven't left Inglewood. So people ask, well, why don't you leave Inglewood? Why don't you open? Because we feel so like appreciative of you know what the community is giving to us. So, you know, we're talking a little bit off camera, but it's like, when you think about Martin's Cantina and how it was born, it was like, we want to build a nice restaurant. We want to build a place where you don't have to leave Inglewood and you can have it in our community. And so, you know, even though it was really expensive to kind of put it all together, we felt like it was right. It felt right to do it in our own community, and pour that same money back into it, and create jobs and create, you know, an environment and a space for people to come in. And you when you feel that, like when I've had people come in and like grown men and women telling me in tears, like, thank you for uplifting our community. You feel like mission accomplished. Like you feel like everything we were trying to do did it, because now people say like, I don't have to leave Inglewood when my friends come from you know, Beverly Hills. I can take them to a cantina and be like, look at what we have to offer in Inglewood. And now it's kind of a, you know, now it's a trend you see happening, and I'm so happy to see it happening with Hilltop as our neighbors and folks like that are saying, let's build a business in our own community to serve our community and uplift it, right? And let's create a good product in a beautiful looking space, and the people will come. And now you're seeing it spread out through Inglewood, and it's just such a great thing to see.